What is up, everyone? I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, so I apologize if you're a follower of the channel and you haven't been getting any updates from me. I've been having some issues just with uploading videos to my computer, and then I had a computer break and all that. So with that aside, today I'm going to be showing you how to make fire starters that are basically free. I mean, all you really need for it is jute twine or a burlap sort of twine. I got mine at a dollar store. I got a 3-pack. I think it was a 100-foot 3-pack, 100 feet each, for $1. So pretty much no expense there. Leftover egg cartons, which you're going to throw them in the recycling anyway, or put them in your compost, so might as well hold on to them. And wax. So what I did is I went to Michael's. You can go to Joann Fabrics, or you can also go to AC Moore, whatever's by your house. I think even Walmart has it. I bought a block. I'll show you the block right here. This is a 9-pound block. I bought this. Normally, I think retail is around $20, but I got a 40% coupon or 50% coupon, whatever it was. I think I paid $12 for it. So that's really the biggest expense here. And then the last thing is just lint from your dryer. So other than the wax, other than a $1 roll of 300 feet of jute twine, this is pretty much all free. So if you have some time on, today's a Sunday, I'm relaxing, just kind of getting ready for work tomorrow. If you have some time on a Sunday to make these, it's a perfect opportunity. And anytime I threw them in my go bag in the back of my car, I'd give them out to people for holidays. So I'll pretty much walk you through the process of what I'm doing. So right now I have a double boiler. I took an old, bowl that I used to boil water on fires and stuff like that. Just threw it on top of a pan with a little bit of water in it. Nothing complicated there. This is an 18 egg carton. I also have 12 egg cartons, but I saved everything I had. And then all the tops I shredded up and put in here, and those I'm going to be putting in the cartons as well. So pretty much what I did is I took the jute twine and I cut it into, this is probably a 3.5-inch long strip. I'm going to dip it in the actual wax itself until it's nice and coated. And I got that little Achilles heel hanging out. I'm going to put the waxed side in there and put the non-wax side in the bottom. So when you're ready to light these, pretty much all you have to do is put a match to this or shred it up a little bit, and you can use a ferrocerium rod to light that as well. But I'm going to go through the process of filling all these with the wax or with the wicks, and then I will show you guys the process of filling them, putting the lint and the whatever leftover egg carton in them as well. Alright, so a second step is, this is all lint, and then the ripped pieces of the top of the egg carton. So what I'm going to do, this is not, a long time saving lint. This took me just a couple months, maybe. Just any time I did laundry, just save your lint, unless it's full of hair, or if it's a synthetic material that's not going to burn. But I mean, most clothes are made out of cotton and yeah, mostly made out of cotton. But there's some mixed polyester and nylon, probably some wool in here, but it's mostly just cotton. So the more cotton clothes that you wash, the better this lint and these candles are actually going to burn. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lightly mix around so that the ripped up pieces of the egg carton tops are mixed in well. So when I stuff them into the containers, I'm not using all lint, I'm using also some of those tops as well. And those, once they light fire, once they're covered in wax as well, they'll hold a fire for quite a long period of time. And these are perfect for just putting in the middle of a couple logs. You don't even need tinder, and very little kindling, if any at all. So once I mix all this together, I'll show you guys how I'm stuffing all the stuff into the actual individual cartons themselves, and then covering it in wax. Alright, so pretty much I'll set this up here. So I have my bucket right here with all the goods in it. So what I'm going to do is I have my wax right here, and I have a bunch of blocks, extra blocks on the other side. And so I'm going to stuff each individual piece, pour the wax in, and then put this in a different spot. So the whole idea is to have each individual little container to be super stuffed with lint and with this extra cardboard. And the whole idea behind that is that it lights up quickly and that it holds a fire for a long time. But one of the most important things is the wax that we're using is expensive. And so, or it could be expensive. You know, for 9 pounds of it, 20 bucks isn't too bad. But it's the most costly piece of this project. So what we want to do is make sure you're holding the wicks outwards so they're not pulling in, and really stuffing any lint or cardboard down into these little containers. And I'm even balling it up before I put it in there to get the best amount in there. So each one, I'm just, you know, if the wick needs to be held, a lot of them it doesn't because it's waxed to the side of the container. But I'm just putting these on in. So one important thing when we start rocking and rolling with all this is, right now I have almost the entire bowl full of wax, which is perfect. That's exactly what I need. But as you're pouring, you're going to need some of that hot wax left over to melt down the next one. So you're not starting from, you know, a big block of wax down to nothing. You could drop it into a container that already has some melted wax in it, and it'll expedite the process of melting. So I have, right now, I think I have about 9 of these 12 egg carton containers, and I want to say another 8 of the 18. So I'm going to move a little quick with this. And I don't get too fancy. I just use a pair of pliers. I'm going to grab this, and then here I'll kind of bring you guys in a little closer. So each one, I bent a little pour lid on there. Each one, I'm just going to pour wax into each little compartment. And make sure it's nice and filled. Make sure there's really not any dry spots left. I see there's a couple of, so I'm going back. But, alright, so that should be good. So you can see there's a little bit left. Put the container back. And then what I'm going to do is take this next block, and if I can, oh, it's a little hard to snap in half. So what I could do is just take a butter knife and just stab it right down the middle, just kind of chunk it out. And you just be careful because, you know, it's not, it's kind of like when you're trying to separate frozen hamburgers. If you jam the knife in too hard, right when you do it, that's when it separates and you can end up cutting yourself. So just what I'll do is I'll put the tip of the knife in and just rock it back and forth just to kind of to get that wax going. So I'm going to melt this cube down while this one's drying. And then I'll just keep moving on. So if you look, this has a couple dry spots on it, and that's okay because honestly we're going to end up cutting these. But the ones that are fully soaked through, those are more water resistant. Those are the ones that you're going to want to bring with you hiking and camping, whereas the ones that aren't quite as covered in wax, those are the ones that you'll want to take, or you'll want to use in your fireplace or your wood stove, whatever you use to heat your house. You know, I give these out at holidays, like I said before, mostly for my family members that have fireplaces in their house. So it makes it real easy for them to get a fire started, and they don't have to worry about, you know, stacking wood and getting newspaper or anything like that in there. So while that wax is melting, I'm going to start filling the next ones. And so as you get moving with the process, it's pretty much this over and over and over again until you either run out of wax or you run out of stuffing. So that's pretty much, I mean, in a nutshell, that's pretty much it. You stuff all the containers, make sure that the wicks are out, and just pour the wax over the top. And then, you know, if you feel like getting fancy and you want to wrap them up or anything like that, you know, these aren't the prettiest fire starters in the world, but I'll tell you this, they're some of the best that I've ever used. I've used a lot that I've bought, and those tend to be a lot better when it comes to being waterproof or water resistant, but they're also, you know, $20 for 5 or 6 of them, whereas these are free. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any suggestions or if you run into any problems making your fire starters at home. I hope this is something that you know, more people do, because I really don't think that anybody should ever need to buy fire starters. I think this is quite possibly the easiest and most frugal way of getting fire started, very easily, especially when you're a pinch or you're cold or anything like that. This is the perfect way to get fire started. So until next time, Woodsman out.